Get up!
What is up, everybody? Going for a quick ride here after work. Just gonna cruise around whilst I give you all my impressions of the 2013 Fat Bob. Now, I wasn't one of those who, when I heard the news that Harley-Davidson was essentially doing away with the Dyna line, which included the Fat Bob, the Fat Boy. I was not one of those who was all up in arms because the Dynas were going away, because you know, the main thing is that they retained the models. They're just not Dynas anymore, they're Softails. Now, word on the street was that these people who were most upset were those people who, well, first of all, who are Dyna loyalists, who, you know, the Dynas are their thing, you know, and which is understandable. They've been around forever. But also those riders who like to do wheelies and who like the suspension. So I was not one of those people. When I bought this, it wasn't like I was buying it because, oh, the Dynas are going away, so I've got to get one before they're gone, or before people aren't willing to sell them anymore. This was just a bike that I really liked. So lucky me, I found a good deal, and I found a great bike, and I am enjoying the HE double hockey sticks out of this bike. I will definitely have a video of things that I don't like, but for now I'm going to leave this to the positive things that I am currently enjoying about my motorcycle. Now, one thing that I do like, and it's kind of a it's not an overwhelming, like, resounding, oh, I love this about my bike, but the stock pipes that are on the bike they sound decent. And when I rode the stock Fat Boy, the 2013 Fat Boy, was really underwhelmed by the sound on those pipes. These are slightly different, but it does make a better sound than the Fat Boy did, the same year model, the Fat Boy Low specifically. So I do like the stock pipes. It's not something that I'm going to keep. Eventually I will be replacing those pipes with and now I live in California, so it's got to be legal. I'm not one of those people who are gonna go around with illegal pipes, so it'll likely be the Screaming Eagles. I'll enjoy that. But for now, I do enjoy the stock pipes, and they are satisfactory for me. One of the biggest thing that I enjoy about this bike is how comfortable it is to ride. It's not Fat Boy comfortable, because the Fat Boy's controls are a little further forward. The Fat Boy has floorboards, or footboards, whatever you want to call them. These ones have pegs, but still, the ride quality with the suspension in the rear and in the front make it so that when I'm riding on the highway at high speeds, or even at low speeds, when I'm riding around town catching these potholes and stuff, just super comfortable. They take those potholes like nothing. And oh, shoot, as I say that, I kill the bike. Obviously still getting used to the bike. So I love the suspension. The suspension is something that I will definitely rave about. What's cool too is that, and I haven't tried it out because I actually don't have the tool to do this, but it comes with an adjustable preload. So I've ridden with a passenger, and the suspension still seems to do really well. so I'm not too worried about that. But it's cool that that is an option if I wanted to adjust that preload to better suit when I have a passenger. Now that is a definite plus. Now, another thing that's not a you know, a glowing endorsement, but one of the things that I really like is I've got stock mirrors on here, and even though they have like a scratched up kind of film on them, there's still really good visibility out of these mirrors. I don't have, and I don't know if you can tell just by me looking towards them like that, there's no blockage from my shoulders. And for a guy who is only 5'6", like 175, I'm pretty broad-shouldered, so for me to be able to see out of these mirrors really nicely, really complete view, it's a definite plus. When I had my my Sportster and my 883 iron, not as good as a field of view. With the iron, I had drag bars on. The iron 883, I had drag bars on it, so my hands were a little bit closer in, and the mirrors were underneath, and that was nice. But at the same time, as much as I loved the look of having the mirrors underneath, you know, I definitely did have to dip my head down to look in my rear view mirrors, and kind of like do one of these where I, you know, duck my shoulder down. So, you know, good visibility, but at the same time, not ideal. Now, one of the other things that I really like about this bike is the styling on this bike. Now, this bike has a good blend of traditional Harley look and a badging, and also looking very sleek. I think it was the 2015 and 2015 to 2017, they changed the badging on the tank. They got rid of the bar and shield, and they slapped on some just paint, and it has those stripes down the side this way. And I like that. It's a sporty look. And it looks good on the Fat Bob. But for me, you know, one of my favorite bikes was the Lowrider S, and to have that bar and shield on there on the black against the gloss black tank like the Lowrider S has, really drew me to this bike. So that's one of the things that I've really enjoyed. You know, it definitely also this bike turns heads. It's funny because when we were back there a little while back, there was a little kid walking by, and you know, that's not the thing. You know, oh man, the kids love my bike. Kids love any motorcycle, but kids and grown-ups alike enjoy the 2013 Fat Bob, and I do too. Now, as I say this now, I really like the power on this bike. Now, again, this is something because I've come from riding on my last two bikes were Sportsters, both had the 883 Evo. Rubber mounted engine. This is the this engine has counterbalancing, so the feel is really different, but the power, oh boy, you can feel the power on this bike, and it's awesome. One of the things is specifically that I can point to where you definitely know the difference, besides the fact that it's got 6 gears instead of 5, is when riding with a passenger. You know, on an 883, not that the 883 would struggle, but you could feel the difference in the pull when you're riding with a passenger, and that's where to me it's really obvious, the difference in power. So when I'm riding with my wife on this bike, it's just nothing. Well, you know, we've even gone on the highway where we're going up a hill a little bit, and it just it's like nothing. And that's where I'm kind of like, oh, this is so awesome. So yeah, the difference in power is something that I've really enjoyed so far in this bike. Now, early on when I first started riding this bike, I was saying how nimble it was and how it doesn't feel like a 700-pound bike. Now, since then, I I was at a stop sign, and it's one of those stop signs where you're kind of sitting on a you know, residential streets, and the bike started tipping, and boy did I realize how heavy this bike was when it started tipping. That being said, when you're riding the bike and in turns and just stopped at a, you know, flat stop, you don't feel that weight on the bike. It doesn't feel much different than say my 883 iron. So that's where I can definitely say this bike is okay. Like right now when I'm stopped, that the weight isn't a big deal. So most of this bike that I have, when I bought this bike, most of the items on this bike, if not all of the performance and aesthetics on this bike are completely stock. That being said, this seat is so comfortable. It really is. I don't know if it's maybe a seat off of another bike, like maybe a Fat Boy, because I know the Fat Boy seat is really comfortable too. But the seat is really comfortable. I've looked into getting a reduced reach seat to replace the stock seat, but the reviews that I've read, I think it was on the Harley-Davidson website, are that the stock seat or the reduced reach seat is very hard, and it's not as cushy as even the stock seat. So we'll see. I'm actually fine right now, and I haven't really noticed how short or how great the reach is since I've been riding this bike for a while now. So I'm definitely still gonna get the reduced reach front control kit, but I'm not sure that I'll need that seat to make it to get me that much closer to the front. I'm doing pretty well as is. So the other nice thing, right now I'm just probably at about 2/3 full. If you look at the trip meter, I've gone 80 miles on this tank of gas. 80 miles is probably about where on my Sportsters with I think they were like 3.3 gallon tanks. 90 miles is about, or 80 miles, 90 miles is about where I want to start filling up or looking for a gas station. But I still have a third of a tank left. Actually, it looks like just under half of a tank. And that's definitely one of those things. And it's not, again, this is just something about having a bigger bike with a bigger gas tank, but still, the gas mileage is pretty good on this bike. So I don't really ride hard, but even if I was to ride hard on my bike with a 5-gallon tank, you're still going to get, you know, you're getting a lot farther than you are on the 3-gallon tank. And that's another one of those reasons why, even though I liked the 48 and I was considering buying a 48, that little peanut tank on the 48 is ridiculous. It's like, I don't even think it's 3 gallons. And really, I guess it's just a matter of preference, because, you know, if you're buying a 48, you're not buying it to go touring in. So you're not worried about how big the gas tank is, I guess. So those are the things that I like and or love about my 2013 Harley-Davidson Dyna Fat Bob, the FXDF. Hopefully I'm helping you out. If you're on the fence, if you're considering buying one of these used, I'm giving you some valuable information. And if not, go ahead and drop some questions in the comments. I'll be happy to let you know how I feel. But I would always encourage you, you know, you gotta go ride them. Gotta go at least throw your leg over to see how it fits, see how it feels. And at the very least, take it for a test ride. So have fun. If you're considering a bike, this bike or any other bike, have fun looking around, man. Guys, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up down there. And if you're so inclined, please hit the subscribe button for more content in the future and or past. You can go to my channel and check out my old videos. But with that, you guys, if you're riding, be safe. And if you're not riding, be good. This is that one guy. And I'm out.